continuing where I left off. Friends, come follow fortune. She has shown the way to safety. Shown she's on our side. We'll take their shields and put on their insignia. Trickery, bravery, who ask in war? The enemy will arm us. He put on the plum helm of Andragos, took the shield with blazon and the Greek sword to his side. Ripheus, Dymas, all were pleased to do it, making the still fresh trophies of our equipment. Then we went on, passing among the Greeks, protected by our own gods, now no longer. Many a combat, hand to hand, we fought in the black night, and many a Greek we sent to Orcus. There were some who turned and ran back to the ships and shore. Some shamefully clambered again onto the horse to hide in the familiar paunch. When gods are contrary, they stand by no one. Here before us came Cassandra, Priam's virgin daughter, dragged by her long hair out of Minerva's shrine. Lifting her brilliant eyes in vain to heaven, her eyes alone, as her white hands were bound, Coroebus, infuriated, could not bear it, but plunged into the mist to find his death. We all went after him, our swords at play, but here first, from the temple gable's height, we met a hail of missiles from our friends, pitiful execution by their era, who thought us Greek from our Greek plumes and shields. Then with a groan of anger, seeing the virgin wrested from them, Danaans from all sides rallied and attacked us. Fiery Ajax, Atreus' sons, Dolopians in a mass, as, when a cyclone breaks, conflicting winds will come together, west wind, south wind, east wind, riding high out of the dawn land. Forests bend and roar, and ranging all in spume. Eurus with his trident churns the deep. Then some who we had taken by surprise, under cover of night throughout the city and driven off, came back again. They knew our shields and arms for liars now, our speech alien to their own. They overwhelmed us. Coroebus fell at the warrior goddess's altar, killed by Penelus, and Ripheus fell, a man uniquely just among the Trojans, the soul of equity. But the gods would have it differently. Hypanis, Dymas died, shot down by friends, nor your pity, Panthus, nor Apollo's fillets shield you as you went down. Ashes of aluminum, flames that consume my people. Here I swear that in your downfall I did not avoid one weapon, one exchange with Danaans, and if it had been fated, my own hand had earned my death. But we were torn away from that place. Iphitus and Peleus too, one slow with age, one wounded by Ulysses, called by a clamor at the hall of Priam. Truly we found here a prodigious fight, as though there were none elsewhere, not a death in the whole city. Mars gone berserk, Danaans in a rush to scale the roof, the gate besieged by a tortoise shell of overlapping shields. Ladders clung to the wall, and men strove upward before the doorpost, on the rungs, left hand putting the shield up, and the right reaching for the cornice. The defenders wrenched out upperworks and roof tiles, these for missiles, as they saw the end, preparing to fight back even on the edge of death. And gilded beams, ancestral ornaments, they rode down on the heads below. In hall, others with swords drawn held the entrance way, packed there waiting. Now we plucked up heart to help the royal house, to give our men a respite, and to add our strength to theirs. Through all were beaten, and we had for entrance a rear door, secret, giving on a passage between the palace halls. In other days, Andromache, poor lady, often used it, going along to see her husband's parents, or taking Astyanax to his grandfather. I climbed on the roof, where hopeless men were picking up and throwing futile missiles. Here was a tower like a promontory, rising toward the stars above the roof. All Troy, the Danaan ships, the Achaean camp, were visible from this. Now close beside it, with crowbars, where the flooring made loose joints, we pried it from its bed and pushed it over. Down with a rending crash and a sudden ruin, wide over the Danaan lies it fell. But fresh troops moved up, and the rain of stones with every kind of missile never ceased. Just as the outer doors of the vestibule sprang Paris, all in bronze and glittering, as a serpent hidden swallow underground by a cold winter, rifts into the light, on vile grass fed, his old skin cast away. Renewed and glossy, rolling slippery coils, with lifted underbelly reeling sunward, and triple tongue a-flicker, close beside him giant Periphas and Automedon, his armor-bearer, once Achilles' driver, besieged the place with all the young of Sicros, hurling their torches at the palace roof. Pyrrhus, shouldering forward with an axe, broke down the stony threshold, forced apart the hinges and brazen door jambs, and chopped through one panel of the door, splitting the oak to make a window, a great breach, and there, before their eyes, the inner halls laid open. The courts of Priam and the ancient kings, with men at arms ranked in the vestibule. From the interior came sounds of weeping, pitiful commotion, wails of women, high-pitched, rising in the formal chambers to ring against the silent golden stars. And through the palace, mothers wild with fright ran to and fro or clung to doors and kissed them. Pyrrhus with his father's brawn stormed on. No bolts or bars or men availed to stop him. Under his battering the double doors were torn out of their sockets and fell inward. Sheer force cleared the way. The Greeks broke through into the vestibule, cut down the guards, and made the wide hall seethe with men at arms. A tumult greater than when dikes are burst with a foaming river, swirling out in flood, whelms every paperet, and races on, through fields and over all the lowland plains, bearing off pens and cattle. I myself saw Neoptolemus furious with blood in the entranceway, and saw the two Atridae. Hecuba I saw, and her 100 daughters, Priam before the altars, with his blood drenching the fires that he himself had blessed. Those 50 bridal chambers, hope of a line so flourishing, those doorways high and proud, adorned with takings of barbaric gold, were all brought low. Fire had them, or the Greeks. What was the fate of Priam, you may ask? Seeing his city captive, seeing his own royal portals rent apart, his enemies in the inner rooms, the old man uselessly put on his shoulders, shaking with old age, armor unused for years, belted a sword on, and made for the masked enemy to die. Under the open sky in the central court stood a big altar. Near it a laurel tree of great age, leaning over, in deep shade, embowered the Penetes. At this altar Hecuba and her daughters, like white doves, blown down in black storm, clung together, enfolding holy images in their arms. Now seeing Priam in a young man's gear, she called out, "My poor husband, what mad thought drove you to buckle on these weapons? Where are you trying to go? The time is past for help like this, for this kind of defending, even if my own Hector could be here. Come to me now, the altar will protect us, or else you'll die with us." She drew him close, heavy with years, and made a place for him to rest on the consecrated stone. Now see, Polites, one of Priam's sons, escaped from Pyrrhus' butchery and on the run through enemies and spears, down colonnades, through empty courtyards, wounded. Close behind, come Pyrrhus, burning for the death-stroke, has him, catches him now and lunges with the spear. And with that, I'm going to leave it off there. Please, if you like it, comment or give me a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.